Hello everyone, welcome to A Clear Perspective. I'm Serene. Today is the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 tragedy. It is less than 2 weeks after the United States ended 20-year-long war in Afghanistan. The Afghanistan war was launched a few weeks after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Biden's chaotic withdrawal in the last 2 weeks of August led to sharp criticism from the rest of the world, including allied countries. With this, Biden spoke with Xi Jinping on Thursday, on September 9th. Biden and Xi Jinping had a phone call for the second time since Biden took office. The phone call lasted about 90 minutes and was supposed to resolve many issues. Reuters quoted White House officials as saying that the call focused on economic, climate change, and the epidemic. Regarding this call, I would like to remind everyone of the circumstances surrounding this call. In my view, there are 3 important factors for this call. The first is that Biden ordered the Intelligence Department to investigate the traceability of the CCP virus, but the report does not clearly define the responsibility of the Wuhan lab. Second, U.S. Deputy Secretary Sherman and the climate envoy Kerry visited China, hoping that the two sides could establish an effective communication channel, but neither came to any conclusions. Third, the Chinese Communist Party has taken advantage of the change in Afghanistan to attack the image of the United States as the leader of the international order and the beacon of democracy, and to undermine the legitimacy of the U.S. as the world leader. With this, Biden took the initiative to call Xi Jinping from the White House on September the 9th. Let's compare the official statements from China and the U.S. The White House statement was short, stating that the two leaders had a broad strategic discussion in many areas. They agreed to engage on both sets of issues openly and straightforwardly. The White House statement then said, quote, President Biden underscored the United States' enduring interest in peace, stability, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific and the world, and the two leaders discussed the responsibility of both nations to ensure competition does not veer into conflict. From this White House statement, we can see that there are only 2 key messages. The first, the United States and China have established an effective communication channel. Second, both sides ensured that competition and confrontation does not develop into an outbreak of armed conflict, specifically referring to the Taiwan Strait. Both sides have to ensure that they do not take the initiative to fire the first shot. In contrast, the official statement from the Chinese Communist Party carried more content. As usual, Xi blamed the U.S. for everything. He said that for a period of time, the U.S. policy toward China has caused serious difficulties in the Sino-U.S. relation. Xi also said that China is the largest developing country, while the United States is the most developed country. Cooperation between China and the United States is a win-win situation for everyone, while confrontation between the two will be a disaster for everyone. Xi then quoted a famous Chinese poem which describes discovering a way out of a seemingly desperate situation. Here we see Xi revealing a bit of joy. On the other hand, Xi took the initiative to lower his tone. He used to claim that the East is rising and the West is declining, and that China is looking at the West on an equal level. Now he admits China is still the largest developing country, so he is at least superficially tempering his arrogance. On the other hand, his citation of the old Chinese poem reflected a sense of luck for turning around from the worst point, which is certainly related to Biden's call. Then the Chinese state-controlled CCTV report mentioned two key messages that were not explicitly mentioned in the U.S. statement. One was that the U.S. side had no intention of changing its One China policy. The other was that both sides agreed to maintain regular contact through a variety of means and engage in extensive dialogue. Then CCTV quickly reposted an article. The article highlights Biden's initiative to call. It concluded that Biden did so because of the domestic and international challenges and the increasingly passive situation the U.S. is facing. The article also concluded that the U.S. is panicking in front of President Xi's calm and composed manner, so they had to change their arrogant attitude and proactively repair the relationship. It once again proves President Xi's vision and the fact that time and momentum are on our side. Right now, the most concerning question is whether Biden is going to be weak and appease the CCP. I'm not sure. Let's wait and see. However, the situation with Biden and Xi is clear. Biden's approval rating has fallen to an all-time low due to setbacks in his far-left policies. The recent withdrawal in Afghanistan has also severely damaged America's image and influence in the international community. Plus, with the resurgence of the pandemic across the U.S., the Biden administration clearly has no intention to start another war with the CCP at this time. Xi faces a similar situation. Internationally, Xi has not set foot outside China for more than 600 days. This sets a record among the G20 heads, highlighting his plight of unprecedented isolation. Domestically, Xi is facing economic slide and growing resistance against his re-election within the party. From this perspective, avoiding a direct armed conflict is an important objective for both sides. Next, let's talk about Arizona. The much-anticipated audit report was not released before Labor Day as planned because key personnel had contracted COVID. However, the grassroots Maricopa County Canvas report was released on September 8th. This report is important because the Senate and the cyber ninjas had to stop canvassing indefinitely due to the Justice Department's involvement. It's good that private citizens are now filling in the gaps. Here's a quick look at the main points of the report. The report is 11 pages long and was written by Liz Harris. According to the report, Harris is a realtor in Arizona. She began her research in the first week of December 2020 by obtaining state and county voter lists, as well as official Maricopa County voter records and other relevant information. Hundreds of volunteers from across the country joined the effort. The method they used was to visit registered voters and ask them a few questions if they were willing to answer. The volunteers then checked the information they received with the official records of Maricopa County and found major problems. The first one is that over 173,000 people voted, but their votes were never counted. The second major issue is over 96,000 ghost votes, mail-in ballots that were cast and the registered names unknown to local residents or were verified to have moved away before October 2020. Harris' team visited 11,700 registered voters in Maricopa County and 4,570 provided information. Based on a 95% confidence level, the Canvas team drew the above conclusions. The report suggests this solution: ban vote by mail. The U.S. mail is not meant to be a secure transactional system. We know not to mail cash through the mail, and yet we mail something more valuable than cash: our voting rights. The efforts of the Xis-Harris team and this report are a great addition to the Arizona election audit by providing tangible evidence and powerful witness testimony. Let's wait and see what will happen in the end. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good weekend. See you next time.